Um, all right, everyone. So we are back with the next episode of the Irish Iron podcast. Today, I think it's episode 29 at this point, and today's guest is none other than the owner of Dunne's Gym, Stephen Dunne. How are you doing? How are you doing, Steve?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Nice to get asked to come onto the podcast. I'm happy to do it, so I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, look, but for anyone listening who's not watching, Stephen is kind of known because he's basically it's a different kind of podcast. This episode, it's like usually I'd have competitors on, or maybe something along those lines, like they'd be involved in the competitive scene in terms of bodybuilding, or maybe they've owned a gym or something. Yours is completely different because it's kind of, I remember seeing the page and I was like, what is this thing? It's like Dunne's Gym. And I was like, okay, it's a home gym. But then I kind of saw like you have like this whole atmosphere you've set up for yourself. And you actually have a lot of people coming out to try your facilities. But what I found very unique about it is like it's a fully equipped home gym, isn't it? Like I mean, tell us, I mean, what kind of size of a facility are we talking about now since you started?
Yeah, it basically started in like 2015 when I was only like 15, kind of going into third year. Wanted to play on the JCD, obviously, so I was all into trying to get big, get physically strong. So I started building this out the back, and it was only with like basic standard barbells, standard bench. I mean, and then after a while, I fell in love with it and I started upgrading things.
Yeah.
So I'd be on Dundee every day. I'd be on adverts every day. I'd be finding different sites. I'd be getting in new stuff. Then I just kept adding, and I'd sell the old stuff then. So I started becoming a bit of like buying, selling. So I'd be selling the old stuff on adverts. Then I started getting in. My friends were coming in to train. And I decided like we wanted to wear clothing. Like we were looking up to guys like in the UK who were wearing like stringer vests, all that. So I started buying in like Gold's Gym stringers from China, selling them onto them, making like 100% markup. You know what I mean? All cash in hand. And yeah, it became a bit of a love then. Obviously, and I had the shop there, so I started doing like selling fulfills, selling monsters, all your normal like kind of gym stuff. So that's the way I made a bit of money. Like I didn't charge like a membership. It was more like I love training with the guys, and they'd come down, and we just train away, and I'd make a bit of money that way. And I kept adding to it. And I went away in 2018 to New York. My first time over there. I was just over there, and I said I'd set up an Instagram page because I don't know, I'd done nothing with it until then. There was never like a plan behind it. And I said I may as well set up an Instagram page. So I did. And even that week when I was over there, I had pieces of equipment like coming in because we planned to do an extension that summer. So I had new stuff coming in from adverts. I was texting people, trying to get my brother to be home, like to hand over the money, you know, all that type of thing. Got it all in. When I came back, we had all the materials arrive, and we extended like the whole first gym, if you like. So it's like the main gym. We knocked down all the interior walls and we extended them out and put in new walls on the outside. So I made it like nearly the size really. And that was the start of it. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's where it started.
Deadly. So I mean, when you first started it out, because I mean, as you said, you were only 15. Like when I was 15 now, I did start training, but like I mean, I never had a notion in my mind of setting up my own facility. Like nowadays, it's obviously a godsend to yourself. I'd say you're blessed with the whole lockdown situation, but with starting it out, I mean, was it hard trying to source out the equipment and things like that? Because I know like you can get some dodgy dealers off like adverts or Done Deal. Or, you know, I mean, how did you find out initially? Did you have any connects, or was it kind of?
When I first started, I just started looking up, and then like as you kind of, I got one piece off one guy. His name was Kel or whatever, and he was good. Like so, then I started going back to him. Like I'd be asking like, "Can you get me a leg extension?" You go looking for a leg extension or whatever. So we started building like a relationship almost. And then there's a few other guys then like in Max Sport and stuff. I would have got some stuff from. I did work experience there then in like fourth year, so I became more friendly with the guy out there, and he helped me out along the way. Now, to be fair. And yeah, just like building up relationships with different people, and then you'd be selling it, and like someone you're selling it to might even know someone that has a new leg press you're looking for or something like that. So yeah, it just went along really. So it's great.
I mean, the other option, like I've always said to myself, like if I was to do what you did, I wouldn't even go to the Dunne dealer outfits these days now. I kind of just go to the gyms and kind of just see
mm,
what don't you want? Like, what are you getting rid
yeah,
of?
mm,
Like, have you contacted any of the bigger gyms and like not bigger gyms, but you know,
yeah,
like have you been lucky enough now that you've gotten enough notice that like if a gym is throwing out equipment that they might contact you, like they might say,
yeah.
you take it.
That's
Or
true. Yeah, you know, I did go to Total Fitness up the mountains a few years ago.
yeah,
They had an auction. They were selling off all their own equipment. Um, so I went up there, and it was pretty cool, like to see it. And there's loads of gym owners there. Like I remember seeing guys that I'd seen up in Raw. They're all up there looking for stuff, and it was pretty cool to see the spirit. It was like all the gym guys were coming together to like
yeah,
see what they'd get, and that was a mad facility. So yeah, I got a few bits up there. Along the way, pick it up around the place, and then like for the bigger things, I started going to like custom guys. So like last year when we did the extension, then we built that. Then the summer after, we said we'd extend, so we got 2 more sheds. Now it's like 3 sheds. So it's like 3 sheds, and then we said we put in a roof over the top. So we put in a whole like outdoor roof. So at the moment I'm like building the outdoor area. So there should be like I'm hoping to have like mats outdoor and stuff and mirrors and all that. So that's the plan for this year now, to develop that and then to start doing like 3 people in doing like classes at a time or whatever. But then I started getting like more professional equipment. So now I have like nice chest press. Like I got a belt squat in, so I got that custom built from a guy down in Tralee. So yeah, I started upgrading my equipment as I went. So I get rid of some stuff, get in new stuff. Yeah, so that's my biggest piece of kit. And yeah, I started getting in better stuff, shoulder presses, everything.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, like, do you remember what your first piece of equipment was?
Yeah, I do. It was the USF Elvery's bench press. Not a good standard like it wasn't Olympic size or anything. It was just standard barbell, standard
No,
plates.
I know
Had
exactly.
like a chest press on it. Little like then you put your arms under like these little rubber things, and yeah, mad. I remember it well. It's crazy.
That's pretty funny. You still have it, or did you get rid of it?
No, it's well gone. Yeah, sell that on and yeah, on to the next. But I
Yeah,
remember it well. Yeah, all
definitely.
part of the process.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like another part of the process is, like, I mean, how did you feel? Like, I mean, like obviously, like it was your own facility, but when you started having other people come in, um, what was the general feedback? Because I remember seeing a few
Mm,
pictures. Like, I mean, there was a few of the guys I would know. Like, I mean, I
yeah,
tried to rattle off a few names. I mean, pretty sure I've seen Mokhtar down there, Giovanni. All
yeah.
the big guys I would kind of know, what's his name?
Out there and the lads. Yeah,
Yeah, all those kind of
Paddy,
guys.
Bruno. Yeah.
Bruno, yes, yes, Bruno. But I
Bruno.
mean, like,
Yeah.
what was the feedback? I mean, once you started getting people to come in, did you have to create a booking system, or how do you do it? Like, what's your whole process?
Yeah. Basically, the first one I got in was Bruno. So after doing that extension in 2018, I said I may as well have like an opening if you like. So I had like 20, 25 of the guys from school down. All the lads that were kind of, some were into the gym, some weren't, and I had Bruno down. So he was like the guest appearance on the day. So Bruno showed up, and he was just like, we were all smaller back then than we are
Yeah,
now, even like, and we're still not. I'm not like a bodybuilder, but like I appreciated that even more then. Like he was like a monster to us. So he came in, he was doing like pose, and everyone was just obsessed with him. Like, and he was showing us how to do pose, and he was lifting like back then he'd be doing the 50s and we'd be doing like 35. So it was different. Like, but now you'd be able to. So yeah, it was amazing for us. So like he was the one at the start. He gave us great feedback, and the place I met him in Body Power the year before in 2017.
yeah,
So I was over in Body Power, so I started talking to him there. That's how I got in contact with him. And then what happened was for Mock there, I set up Fitness Fanatics in 2017 as well. So that's like the gym clothing brand. And yeah, Mock there was the first shoot we did for that. So we got him down to Black Rock Bass there, and we ended up shooting there. And we've been friends ever since. You know, Mock there's a great guy. Like he's down there and he loves the game and everything he does. He does different things and he's great. Yeah. So just build from there really.
yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, with regards to clothing, I completely forgot about that, but I do remember. I
Mm.
remember I follow it. But how's the
Yeah,
feedback been with that? Because, like, I mean, there's a lot of clothing brands,
yeah,
necessarily in the country that I like the one. I like the problem I have with clothing brands is I'm very much like Me being me, I don't necessarily. I make my own clothes. I kind of like make my own t-shirts and make my own
Yeah.
workout gear and everything. But if I was to buy workout gear, would be homegrown stuff. I definitely
Mm.
would support you guys and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, how has the have you been able to? Has it been able to sustain itself? I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
it has and hasn't. It's I probably when I started off, I went into like the bodybuilding scene, whereas I should have went more into like the athleisure, everyday kind of fitness person because the brand it's too small of a group in Ireland, especially. I didn't have the marketing tools to be able to go into the UK straight away and target bodybuilders there. So yeah, I did. I limited myself definitely because all the promo videos were all like big guys training hard. So yeah, definitely that was a mistake, but I learned from that now, and it's like we've done different things, we've done different shoots. Like I had Josh Coyle down, last year we did a shoot, it was pretty cool. Like making contacts along the way, obviously, for different things. But yeah, it's been good in that sense. But now what we're doing is our last hoodie's coming in now in the next 2 weeks or so. So it's gonna be the last ever Fitness Fanatics hoodie, and it's gonna all rebrand it to a new logo, new name as well, Halftime Apparel. It's gonna be called, and it's gonna be more for like the athleisure kind of. But we'll also have like maybe after a while we'll have a collection that's for the bodybuilders. I mean, make it it will suit like the everyday person as well more so. But yeah, it's been good. I got a good support along the way. So yeah.
Yeah, no, because I mean, like, it's a shame that lockdown has occurred because I mean, the best way for you guys to get your like, I mean, like the Irish guys to get their stuff out there is through all the expos.
Yeah,
But there's no expo, so it's like, I
no
mean,
one
like
suppose.
last year there was Irish Muscle Power.
Yeah.
I was in the RDS.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I was
this
at the one
year,
in Belfast 2 years
yeah,
previous. I was up in Belfast at that.
yeah, man. I
You know,
mean,
meeting
like,
different people and yeah,
absolutely,
it's all off.
absolutely. I mean, have you? Who do you think was like? I mean, of all the people you've met, though, I mean, like, I'm sure you've at this point met a good few guys in and
Mm.
out the scene. But has there been any like specific, maybe business owners, or maybe did you have any mentors or anyone that you kind of got your information from, or kind of looked up to regards doing that? I mean, was there any characters?
Um, yeah, definitely. No, I love going to different gyms and like seeing the atmosphere, seeing
Mm.
who's behind it, how they set it up. Like my dream is to it's not to own like a successful clothing brand. It's to own a gym that's going to own eventually like good commercial. I want to bring back like the old school, but like good equipment.
You and me
So
both,
like
man. Like, you and me.
yeah. So when I went out to America, like I was in America, I'd go out. I went out, took like 2 trains, taxi, everything up to the other side of New York to Bev Francis gym. Like Sadiq was up there, like June Morel. I met them all up there that day. It was incredible. Like, and but like stuff like that. So I go out of my way to try like go to different gyms. But here in Ireland, I went down to in fourth year as well for work experience. I went to Glenn Brenton's Monster Evan.
Yeah, of course.
You've been there. I went
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
training work experience there. Yeah. So it was great to meet him, and he gave us a bit of feedback and try to get as much out of the week I could, and like find out how they set it up. Obviously, they've gone to set up a new one now, and they've Newbridge coming as well.
yeah.
So and Carlo, and yeah, and then like Jay as well out in Go Gym. I did work experience there last year. Just he's a lovely guy as well.
Yeah, no,
He's so
good
helpful.
person
Like
to see,
yeah,
man.
brought me around for the week and showed me how he
Yeah,
started and stuff. So yeah, different people like that.
deadly.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, you're going after the right people for sure. Because I mean, I remember looking at Glenn's business model, and it was so sustainable. I mean, I think they had a staff of maybe like in Monasterevin, the big one.
Yeah,
It was like for such a big gym,
yeah.
maybe about 5 or 6 people working the
Mm,
floor, and I was like, that's how it should be done. I mean, as efficiently as it can be. And then obviously
yeah.
with Jay and Go Jim, he's I've known Jay years, man. I mean, like
Mm,
I just like the equipment there. I mean, that's kind of why
yeah.
I used to go up there all the time. It's only 10 minutes from my house as well, so
Right.
it's easy enough for me to get to. But like, regards like getting your own bits and bobs for your gym, like walk me through what pieces do you have at this point accumulated? Um,
Now, I have everything really now that I need. I feel like I have everything, so I'm not even looking for equipment right now. So in the main gym, I have my bench like power rack, so I can do all my bench, my squat, everything there for clients and all that. Then I have like a lat pull down, commercial lat pull down on the right. I have a preacher curl, those for your biceps on the left. Then I have a leg extension that like goes into a hack squat as well. So it's a combo machine. Then I have a pendulum squat up top. which is a nice piece of kit. It's old school. It's not new or anything. It's real old school. Got a second hand. It's nice. And then I have a cable machine over in the corner, so I can do pretty much everything on that. And I have a seated row as well, and a split machine. That's the first, and a dip station. That's all in the first gym. And then in the back gym, I have I've got in now the belt squat. I have a T-bar row. It's also real old school T-bar row, and obviously I have a spinning bike there as well for the cardio or whatever. And then in the main gym, in the third gym, I have shoulder press, commercial shoulder press. Then I have a commercial like chest press, and I have like a bench for doing like dumbbells, and I have all the dumbbell racks. So I've built the dumbbell rack over years. Like you started off with just adjustable dumbbells back in the day, where you take off and now it goes right from 5s up to 60s, and I'm looking to get even more soon. So yeah, I've just built it up. Different people, different contexts, and just kept getting, like whenever I got to like doing 40s reps, I get to 45s, it'd be like a motivation to get on to the next, and just kept building it from there. Like, so it's great.
Yeah, that's what moved my gym. So I remember like when I started training, I was like, okay, until I can move to 50s, I don't need to move anywhere else. Then once I got up to like super strong, well, not super strong compared to some of the guys, but like at my strongest, it got to a point where, you know, I had to be picky. So like obviously you need to prioritize where you're training or whatever,
Yeah.
so you can have the best equipment and best, you know, you need the weight. I always say, like, if a gym goes up to 40, that's why I don't train in bent Dunnes anymore.
Bend on. Yeah.
I only go up to 40 kilos. The equipment
Yeah.
there is actually really good, and I really did like training there, but like the free weights is lackluster. But with yourself, I mean, like how, like with your own training and stuff, I mean, do you have any, like, obviously you're a qualified PT and everything like that at this point. So I would assume, would you be looking to fully establish yourself now as a like one-on-one coach, or like what's
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I learned my stuff basically like through school with a good strength and conditioning coach and all that. So then I fell in love with like doing. I always wanted to become a personal trainer then, so I did. Just before lockdown, I got qualified. I was gonna go and join FlyFit, but I ended up not going there then after a while, because I didn't want to give out my time and everything. So I said I may as well take people in here, and I started PTing out the back, and I got a few people down who were interested now, to be fair. And then obviously this new level 5 come in. So I'm doing a few park sessions now for the local guys or whatever, on the weekends and stuff. So that's grand. It keeps me tipping over, and I work as well then part time during the week. But after this lockdown and the new year, I'm gonna try get the gym will hopefully be my full time like income, like 30 to 40 sessions a week. Hopefully that's my goal. So I'm gonna start marketing it. Yeah, so that's the plan. Like,
sure.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to overcharge.
Yeah.
Undercharge. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
take I made getting into it, because like anyone listening knows, I got qualified there in last March. Obviously the start of the lockdown, so like there was nothing to do. Like there was no way to do it. But then like I kind of hopped straight into it. And what happened was, like, don't get me wrong, like the majority of my clients, I have a few. I'm working full time in the gym, and then I kind of PT and coach around it. So it's like, but eventually, like yourself, I want to get into the full time coaching and just focus on that, the individual training. But I've had a few clients. I remember I started off, I kind of said, I can't afford to pay right now. Will you do this? And I said, look, I'll do you a good one, and I'll throw a dog a bone. And what ended up happening was I ended up giving one guy 4 months coaching for 20 quid. And I realized at the end, I was just like, fuck, I just wasted all my time. So like, I always just say to guys like yourself, just don't be afraid to fucking, like, if you
charge,
don't, like, I mean, if they want it, they want it.
Exactly. Yeah. And if your service is that good, they should be willing to pay for that and actually appreciate it. Yeah. So I agree. No, I've definitely fallen to that as well. I've definitely given good deals to people, and you do think, oh, whatever. But yeah, no, definitely. That's something I look at now in the new year, is pricing my things right and getting a good balance. Because if you start giving out loads of sessions at €20, everyone else wanted that, and then you become too busy for people that actually wanted a better price, you know. So yeah, something you got to be careful with for sure. Yeah.
I always say, like, obviously, like, well, once I get a client, I'll give them a set price, and I'll keep them at that set price. Like, if it's a monthly subscription, or maybe if it's an upfront payment. But obviously the loyal guys will stick to you and they'll pay for it. They'll pay for the let's say, call it the premium, and then like
Yeah.
obviously once your services get a bit more on demand,
Mm.
you'll have to turn
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
away. So I mean, with yourself, where did you do your gym course? Um,
I did an APEC out in it's in Blackrock Rugby Club. They base it.
right.
So it's a bit of it. Some of it's online, and then there's practical days as well. Where you have to go out and do like exams, like show someone how to do exercises, all that, and then there's also written exams as well. So yeah, it was grand. Like you did it in Elite, didn't you?
Yeah, man. It was the
Yeah,
only. There was two choices. It was part time, so it was obviously over 18 weeks.
yeah,
But I was working full time, so but they were the only course that kind of it was near enough. I mean, all the rest were kind of like north side or somewhere
yeah.
else. And I'm up in Wicklow, so like for me, that was grand. I mean, look, at the
Made
end of
sense.
the
Yeah,
day, a course is a course.
yeah.
I tell people
That's what
this,
you
like,
have to.
doesn't matter. Like it's like what are you gonna do following the course that really defines it? I mean, like
Yeah.
you obviously already have a very good base to go back on, and obviously you have a bit of knowledge
Mm.
anyway. But I mean, like, did you learn much when you did it? Because I certainly did. I actually did learn a few bits
Yeah.
from.
Didn't learn much. Definitely a bit of the written stuff I would have learned like about the body and stuff. Even though I did biology in school, but I definitely learned a little more about that. And
Mm,
then one or two exercises as well that I wouldn't have done before or whatever, and we had to try it out to actually do the course.
yeah,
And I would normally like turn my nose down or whatever. So yeah, definitely a few different things. That's good, like to see someone else like making you do something else different. And I want to look more into that, like doing like giving like kettlebells a go, stuff like that. See if like it could be good for clients, like stuff I'd never do personally,
yeah,
but it could be really good for like a client of mine down the line.
yeah.
Yeah, so I want to look more into that for sure.
Really,
What about
really.
you?
Oh God. Yeah, it was like going back to school, man. It was like going
Yeah,
back to fucking school. I remember like the written stuff was like I mean, I haven't done any of that stuff since it's been 6 years, 7 years.
yeah,
So I was kind of like, but it was grand. Yeah, it was grand. It
yeah.
was more. It was, I would say for me, my mental thing is like obviously I know the human body. I know
Mm,
how to train people and I know how to get people in shape. That's fine.
mm,
My bits and bobs that I kind of learned was more the social media side of it, which Dax did teach, and the business side of it, because I am not a business minded guy. I am not good with
yeah,
numbers. So
yeah,
obviously that kind of aspect of things I needed to kind of learn a bit more.
mm,
But it's all a learning curve, and
yeah,
it's obviously tough when the businesses are shutting and opening and shutting.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It
What?
was literally picking up. It was going great, and
Mm,
then we got shut
yeah,
down
and then it's
again.
goes. I know. Yeah.
So, but I mean,
What
like,
did you work as before becoming a personal trainer?
jeez, I've had about 6 jobs, man. I've had
Oh
I've
yeah.
had I've had so many jobs. It was management. It was retail though for years, man. It was
Okay.
like it was grand. I mean, look, it paid for. It was in college too, so it was like
Mm,
I dropped out of college and then did PT, but
okay.
I was working full time all around it. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like, but and bodybuilding. So I was like, you know what? It's like
Flat
let's
out.
just make the. I tell guys this all the time. If you want to do something, just make your life work around it. So, like, I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it is. But you know what? You come to it when the time is right, and when the time is right, it'll pick up. It'll pick up for you. So, I mean, like going
Yeah.
forward, though, I'm fairly confident it'll go okay. But,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
but with yourself, anyway. I mean, like, do you have any? Like obviously going to body power and stuff like that. I mean, like,
Mm.
would you be a fan of just general health and fitness, or would you have any guys that you kind of looked up to, like maybe like I mean, when I started off and I wanted to go to expos, I've never been,
Okay.
but I have been to a few shows and I have seen a few pros walk around and everything, and I remember seeing them walk around, and I was just like, holy fuck,
Mm.
like they're
Yeah.
there's something
That's a
else, there's something
bigger in
else.
person. Yeah.
Bigger
Yeah,
on.
like a body power, you meet guys you're looking up to on YouTube all the time or on TV. And like even for example, like or the year before, like last year, yeah, this year was called off obviously, but I'm there 3 years in a row. So I went 2017, 2018, 2019. And like I saw Phil Heath like last year, saw Jay Cutler the year before, like just guys walking around in person, and it's surreal when you see them. So seeing guys like that, even like other guys I know looked up to when I was younger, as people like Steve Cook, all of them, like I see all them in person, go up and meet them face to face, and that's where I got like the business love as well. I love the brands I work with. Like I love all the protein brands. Like recently, me and two of the guys there, we set up a year ago. We set up like a retailer, so we're selling other brands online, other supplement brands, and just in the last like 2-3 weeks, we launched our own like protein brand now. So it's called Next Level Nutrition. So we're launching that, and it's going to be we're hoping to make it a big Irish company anyway to start off with, and go into like the UK and stuff.
Is it like so next for anyone listening, what's it called again?
Next Level Nutrition.
Next Level Nutrition.
Yeah. So we launched just tasty whey now. So we launched whey protein in 3 flavors. So yeah, it's exciting.
Nice. Like what is it, kind of like an isolate, or would it be more like a just general whey?
It's just a general whey. It's got good macros on it though. Let's see if we can. Got some over there. Yeah, so it's like 24 grams of protein, 2 grams of carbs, 1.4 grams of sugar. So it's pretty good. Like that's it there. Like, but it's a bit shiny there, or whatever in the thing. But yeah, so we were doing like photo shoot last night for that and stuff, for the products and stuff. So yeah, it's exciting. Like, look into getting like athletes and that stuff soon. So yeah, see how it goes.
You're smart, man, because most people come out with like everyone I know who's tried to start a supplement company. It's like they're always like, let's just make a really good free workout, and I'm like, dude, like the majority of people don't want frees. They just want like a whey or maybe I would say like an intra workout kind of thing. But
yeah.
I would always.
It's definitely the most used. The whey would be the most used over your like once again like over your general population would be like a whey protein. So yeah, we're starting with that. We're gonna try to grow it then, like product by product. See how it goes. We got good feedback so far, so all good. Yeah.
What flavors do you have for the whey?
We have a heavenly baked brownie, strawberry ice cream sundae, and sea salt caramel. So they're kind of like unique. Our whole thing is like unique names, kind of unique flavors, and try to make it like. I generally think the sea salt caramel is the best caramel I've ever had. So that's not being biased, like, but yeah. So we'll wait and see how it does, and that's our whole like unique selling point or whatever. So yeah.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, like it's pretty cool. I mean, there's not a lot of Irish companies that are making supplements. I mean, I know them. Like I mean, there's one.
Yeah.
There's one called Warrior Supplements, and that's owned by a guy called Hugh O'Donovan, and he kind of made his mark because he made a really nice protein bar. It wasn't necessarily the whey, but he just had a really nice bar.
Yeah.
He's called the Warrior Bar or something.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's quite nice. And then I'm just trying to think. Yeah, like a lot of the Irish, a lot of the European wheys and supplements and everything, all the milk, they would actually be sourced from Glanbia and stuff like that. So it's like Ireland does have a role to play in it. So
yeah, for sure.
When it comes to sourcing whey, I mean, how was that for yourself? Like, I mean, sourcing the whey. You know,
yeah, we went around to all these different companies. We spent like a few months, kind of like when we were getting rid of all our old stock that we had from other brands. We were trying to sell it off in bulk, and we were bringing that in from the UK anyway. So we started looking in the UK for suppliers, and finally we found a few. Obviously, we got samples sent out, so we sampled it all, see what we liked one particular one, so we went with them. And it took longer than expected to get it with the coronavirus and everything, obviously. But we have it now, so yeah, we're happy out. They're a good supplier and they're good to us, so we'll wait and see now how it goes.
Well, you know, once this is done, once I'm paid, I might order a bag. I'll do a little review or something and see.
Oh yeah, see, yeah, it'd be sweet.
For sure.
For sure. Yeah.
No, like. With that being said, like going forward, do you have any? Would you like to make a casein, or would you like to make any other supplements, or would it just?
Yeah. No, it will be. Yeah, we're gonna add each. Well, like basically, if we like, our goal is to add like one product each time we launch, like a new flavor of whey, for example. We'll launch like a pre-workout, then we'll add like BCAAs, or we'll add like a new product each time. So eventually we'll have like a whole range, and I want to try to get into shops then as well. Obviously, that's the goal.
Yeah.
So that'd be the dream, and go to expos and all that.
Love it. I love it. No, that's deadly, man. Because it's like I'm just saying, like even in my own mind, I'm like thinking of like how to expand and how to brand things, and it's like like for me, it's not even like obviously I'd love to do certain things, but then I'm just trying to think like, would you make your money back? And I'm like,
Yeah,
I generally do know like the first times you kind of do something, you might not, but it might
yeah,
be
yeah,
the name out there, like especially with the
exactly.
codes, you know, you
Yeah.
want you want to get the name out there, but
Mhm.
like especially with like the rebranding and stuff that you'd be doing, like you'd obviously you wouldn't make would you make the logos yourself? Or would you kind of outsource that?
No, I outsource that. I have a company up in Sandyford at the moment who are working on the whole rebranding, so I let them do every step of that, and then I come in and give my opinion or whatever. But yeah, no, you're right. Like it does takes money. Like, and this year I probably risked the most I've risked in terms of probably too much going on like at once. But I don't know. I probably need to focus on like one or two of the businesses and try to make it like. So what I'm gonna do in the new year is try to make the PT like the main, the one I live off, and then the other ones be more like a reinvest, and eventually in the long run, hopefully try and exit them and sell them or make a start making a good return for them. That's the plan. Yeah. So
Deadly, deadly. Now with the personal training and stuff like that, would you have any kind of, not criteria, let's say, but let's say, would you have any specific kind of clientele you'd be looking for, or would it kind of just
um,
be,
yeah, I'm happy to work with kind of anyone really once they're driven to get results and they're not just like obviously I don't mind helping people that just want to do it for fun and stuff. They don't obviously compete. But like once they're driven to like they want to lose weight, then they're gonna lose weight and they actually stick to their plan and all that. That's the main thing for me anyway. And I want to work with older kind of people who are like busy in life, doing their 9 to 5, 9 to 6 or whatever, and just want to like come down for an hour at night, the evening or whatever,
yeah,
and work hard for the hour and enjoy it as well. Like it's the main thing.
yeah? I mean, like I've
Yeah,
always said, I mean, like how, like I think you're a couple of years younger than me, aren't you? I mean, like
yeah, yeah. I'm only 19.
you're 19, so it's like
I'm 19.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So it's like,
Yeah,
but that being said, like what you'll find out with the clients is the guys around your age, they won't necessarily have the money to
yeah.
pay for personal training, but if they really want it, they will.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, I remember when I was 18, 19. I don't know how I did it. I still don't know how I did it because I wasn't really working. I was kind of
Yeah.
working on jobs, and I still managed to
Mm.
pull off competing and everything.
Yeah.
Um, and then obviously with my coaches, um, I just didn't pay for stuff I couldn't afford. But
Yeah.
I did figure when I did want to get to that next step, and I found had someone to work with and everything, it did push me to that next level. But with
Mm.
yourself, obviously, like, um, yeah, I was about to say, like, if you're like, have you gotten much inquiries? I suppose, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, I got some for sure. A few from people my age, and then a few guys like that'll be older. Like one guy from a rugby team signed up. I'm doing him now in the park throughout, and he was going to refer his friend. Then, like, so that's the way I want to base it off, like referrals. So
yeah,
his friend was about to come down and do a separate session twice a week as well. But and then he pulled out obviously because of level 5, couldn't have it. But hopefully after that, like, so yeah, that's the way I want to base the model. If I can get like 5, 6 happy customers, and they
yeah.
keep referring their friends, like, because I think that's the best way to market something like what we do. It's not about like putting out mad amounts of ads to people. Like, actually have to show quality that you're giving off or whatever. So that will only come from people telling their friends about it and all that, or family and friends, so on. Yeah.
I suppose the problem with me is trying to, because half of my clients I do it would be online, and then
Yeah.
I'd say a few of them would be in where I'm working. So it's like
Mm.
obviously with the check-ins with those guys and girls,
Yeah.
it's easy enough. Just have a chat with them or whatever and go
Mm.
from there. But with the online clients, it's like, can you send me on some pictures in that spot over
Yeah.
there? Can you send me on your weight?
Yeah.
And every night it's always, I'll do it tomorrow for you. I'll do
Yeah.
it tomorrow for you. And I'm like, look, it's your money.
Yeah.
I can't do anything if I don't see nothing. So it's
Mm.
like the problem. I'm sure you've encountered this as well, but
Yeah.
it's just if they want it, they will send pictures on.
Yeah.
They will give you the information. If
Sure.
anything, I've had one or two clients that have given me too much
Mm.
information. So it's like tone it down a
Yeah,
bit. I'm grand, like I know what to do, like, but I
yeah,
suppose like with you having a gym, it'll definitely benefit you because it'll be that little bit much easier. You can do the
yeah,
check and everything in
for sure.
person. So
Yeah, yeah, be good.
yeah,
Yeah, seeing people in person definitely. I actually I did one or two like plans online, and from what I've done in person so far since September, I prefer doing in person just because I don't know. I feel like you can. It's just more rewarding, definitely.
it's
Like
fun.
good session, like the hour just flies by. Yeah, like if you're doing an hour session, it just flies by. It's actually
Yeah,
helping someone.
yeah,
It's like going back to when you began, but well, I had nobody anyway, but they do like, so it's like rewarding, yeah, and obviously they're paying for it, or whatever, so it's
yeah.
a win-win for us, yeah, so it's good,
For
like,
sure. For sure, no,
yeah,
100%, 100%. Because, like, I mean, as you said, I remember you said you were gonna go into fly fit there, and I
mm,
was like, that was one of my options as well. I
yeah,
was thinking either fly fit or go gym. It was one of the two at
yeah,
the time. Now obviously I got lucky. I started working for energy,
yeah,
so
so,
yeah, so it's kind of just like, look, I'm on a salary, and
yeah,
look, it covers the bases for the moment,
exactly, yeah,
which is
yeah,
grand. But absolutely, like yourself, I would eventually be looking to move to a gym a little closer to home and just
yeah,
focus on the coaching people. Problem with FlyFit is, um, they don't pay you whatsoever, so it's kind of like
mm,
it's completely your own business.
yeah,
But
you
you
have to, yeah,
still have to work. I think you work for
mm.
free. I think it's like 12 hours for
12
the
hours,
week. But the problem I have with that is I wouldn't be shocked now in the next 3 years if FlyFit ends up getting not shut down, but something's gonna happen because the way they run it, totally it's not totally legal. I think there's some. I'm not. I could be wrong. I could be completely off base, but there's something going on because they're not paying taxes. So it's like they're
yeah,
essentially getting you guys to work and us to work for free, and then it's. But yeah, you made a smart move there. I was saying stick to your gym
mm,
and just
yeah,
fucking build the business there, man. I mean,
yeah,
but
no,
you,
that's for sure, I prefer doing that, like, sticking to, you're not like working 12 hours or nothing then, and you're actually, if you could do 12 hours PT in that time, so yeah, no, for sure. And I want to like open up like a studio in the next like 2 years or something and move. That's the plan, like to move all that before I do a commercial gym, to like move that to a studio like locally enough somewhere, like bring all the clients obviously,
oh,
um and
yeah,
upgrade. That's the plan, yeah,
yeah.
so
No, I'd love to open a studio myself. It wouldn't be
mm,
maybe like a group, like one to one, maybe
yeah,
group
3 to
personal
1,
training, that kind of
yeah,
thing. But I wouldn't do it on my own. I'd probably do it with a partner, or maybe
yeah,
like a couple of guys who want to do the same kind of thing.
yeah.
But with yourself, even though you have your own gym, did you have any places you like to train just to get out of your house, or like did you have
Yeah,
any?
yeah, definitely. Over the years, yeah, like I would have went. I was in Raw in 2017. I know you're up there as well. So like all that summer, 3 months there, me and one of the lads from I used to play Gaelic with, signed up there and went up there, trained hard. Like all the guys were there back then. That was like the prime of Raw gyms. 2017 summer, like
Oh,
everyone was training there.
I remember. I remember
Yeah,
well because I did my first. I did my comeback. I came back as a junior that year, and I remember like
mm,
the atmosphere there was great because you had like I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Like it was just everyone was there. I think it was like
yeah.
Southside hadn't quite opened yet, or if
No,
it
it was
had,
only getting started.
it was
Yeah.
getting started.
Mm.
You had, yeah. I mean, in
Aiken,
there,
Aiken, Aiken would have been up there. He's been down to the gym. You know, Aiken.
yeah,
A few of them guys.
yeah.
Would have seen like,
Atkins a good friend of mine. He's a freak.
yeah,
He's a fucking genetic freak. I'm
I
just
agree.
like, I look at him and I'm just like, he asked me how he competed as a natural.
Mm,
Still is natural,
yeah.
but he competed in the natural shows in 2018.
Mm,
I remember he died. I drove him down, so I drove him to Cork. We stayed at a friend's house, and I was like, "How long did you die for?" Because he came second. He came second. He won his class. Came second in the whole show.
yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I dieted for like 6 weeks," and I said, "You prick! You dieted for 6 weeks."
6 weeks.
Like
Normally
the
be
point,
sixteen.
if he died it like the way we would have to do it,
Mm,
he'd be winning left and right. But he
yeah.
has yet to do a big boy show. I like to I rip into him. He knows this. He'll listen to this. But
Yeah.
I think when he steps on stage, in a proper, not proper show, obviously,
Yeah, but yeah, big one. Yeah.
higher standard of show,
Yeah.
you still do well. You still
Yeah,
do
he
well.
will. I think he's done college now, isn't he? So he should have time to focus on it.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
think
so he'd be able to.
he was doing it all on a budget. You know, I mean, like
Yeah.
he literally would diet on sandwiches and stuff, and
Mm.
um, his training. Like I've offered to help him a few times. Obviously, I just want to. And he had look, I've known him. He's only a year younger than me, so he doesn't really know what he doesn't have the knowledge we would have, but he's so gifted that
Yeah.
he kind of just responds to what he does. I mean, squats 250, and I think he benches like 180.
Yeah.
I'm just there like, right, okay, I'll just step back.
Mad. Yeah, I know.
Stay in
He was
there.
down. He was in the gym, and we were doing video in the gym, and he just, without warming up, put on 100 and did like 20 reps, no warm up. I was like, right. I was just like, that's mad. Yeah, he's strong, man.
Strong guy. I know there's a few obviously coming from like, I mean, did you play sports or anything growing up? Like, I mean,
Yeah, I played Gaelic and hurling, and then rugby obviously all the way along. So yeah, I focus more now on the rugby. But I loved playing like the hurling. That's where I would have gymmed up in Kimco Crokes in that gym all along as well, and like that was great crack. Like everyone would have been in there from the team. It's good community, like, and I enjoyed that.
That's another. I used to work with a guy who played for that club as well.
Oh yeah.
What's his name? He used to work at House of Fraser with me.
Okay.
Cahill.
All right.
I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about like that's where I know the Gaelic club there. But
yeah.
I mean, obviously coming from a functional background, and putting that forward into your own training, like, would you feel more at ease, let's say, training somebody to train for a sport as opposed to aesthetics, or would you kind of have your own preference?
Yeah, I do either, like, but I do like training people to, like, I've got a guy now who plays rugby and he wants to like improve a certain part of his game. So we do like a lot of like athletic explosion, like jumping into the air with like a weight, like goblet squats, jumping goblet squats, all that. So yeah, like I like implementing that. And then I also like doing my other side where like if someone wants to lose 5 kilos and then go back into a bulk and gain 4 kilos but of muscle over longer, like I like that side of it as well, because I want to compete eventually as well. Like I'm only gonna play rugby really for probably another few years, and then after that I'm gonna probably just compete.
Sweet.
So that's my goal. Like I've just been bulking all along, but eventually I will cut someday.
Nice.
And
do you have any, like, I mean, the junior, like, would you do bodybuilding or would you do?
I think I'd do men's physique first. I think, yeah, probably do men's physique. But I would like to, if I could. I'll see how I get on that, and then I would like to go into like doing like, I don't know, maybe like a classic or something like Mock Dardos and all that. Like they're all like, they're not mad heavy, but they just got an incredible shape.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's underneath.
I mean, look. I'll tell you now. The guy who won last year, he won. Friend of mine, Dan Lenihan, won.
Oh yeah.
NABA Juniors, and he was outweighed.
I was at that show. show.
Yeah.
Yes. I was there.
So I remember the week before. I remember the week before because like now I made a fucking balls of that. Like I remember getting ready for that show, and Dan was getting ready for that. You look nasty. I think he did his own, like, he's always done his own diets. And I was pretty much good to step on stage maybe about 2 days out, and then I made a fucking balls of that. I just ate too much food and fucking did some bits I shouldn't have done, and ended up looking like a water buffalo. But on his end of things, I was about to say to yourself, if you ever did compete as a junior, they don't really reward size on its own.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you have enough muscle and you're just in condition, they will pay attention to you.
Yeah.
So if you ever wanted to compete under the age of 23, you're still eligible as a junior.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's something I might look into. Yeah.
I mean, it used to be under 21s, but it did go up. Like I did it when I was 18 first, and it was an experience to say the least. But as I said, like, I mean, look, obviously you're young, you have so much time on your hands. I mean, there's no rush. You literally have, you can train at your leisure.
Yeah.
Do it around your hours, so it's perfect. It's perfect for yourself. But I mean, did you have it? Was there any physiques you saw in person? I suppose, and you kind of like, is there a reason you like classic? Do you just like the shape,
I
the
think it's
flow?
enough. Yeah. Like obviously, I love seeing the big guys like Phil Heath and all that, but I would never obviously like that's not something I'd look up to like becoming or anything like. But I obviously know it takes mad hard work to get there. I never will be able to become that either. But I like classic probably enough, and men's physique is also it's getting bigger every year as well. So I think men's physique is even enough now as well. It's a nice attainable kind of physique, but it's still a lot of hard work. And
Yeah, I mean
I don't know, like
the
I'd
pros
be
are
interested. I want to know myself like what I can get to. So that's why I want to compete. Like
yeah.
see
Out
how
of
far I can go or
curiosity,
whatever.
I mean, what do you like? I mean, what do you weigh? Like, I mean, what
I'm
kind
like
of
100 now. I'd be like 100. I'm like 5'9". So yeah. I
okay?
definitely have to lose. I'd cut down about probably down to like 89. I'd say just on
Yeah,
stage at men's
I was
league.
about
Yeah.
to say, like, I mean, I've trained like you're 5'9". I mean, the last guy I trained, um, I don't know. I mean, I usually try and keep my. It depends from body to body. It really does.
Yeah.
And certain
Yeah.
guys certain guys can afford to lose a ton of weight. Like they will
Mm,
bulk up and then they'll just drop a ton of weight.
yeah.
And some guys will stay within reach,
Mm,
like within 10 kilos. It really depends from body to body. But I mean, especially with the classic guys, they wouldn't necessarily be that heavy. They'd kind of just be. They'd be big.
yeah.
They'd have beautiful physiques. I mean, Mokhtar's a big guy. I mean, he's a big
Yeah.
guy, but he's a
Would they
classic.
drop down a lot?
Yeah,
Yeah, in classic.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
when they're on stage.
He's
Yeah.
still big. Like, I mean, he's still like every classic, every pro we have in Ireland
Mm,
is either men's physique or classic. We don't have open bodybuilding.
yeah.
I'm not counting Blessing because Blessing is technically he's not an Ireland number one, and he's not he's Nigerian. So it's like
Yeah.
he's kind of if he was still like obviously still claim him, I will still say Blessing's one of us, but like
Yeah. Yeah.
realistically, Irish guys don't have the genetics to get to that kind of freaky.
Yeah.
It's a lot of drugs, man. It's a lot of drugs. I think
Yeah.
it's like if it's not worth your while, it's if you're not going to make money from it,
It's not worth it.
no, unless you really love it. And
Yeah.
then like obviously, look, I love bodybuilding. I wouldn't change a thing.
Mm,
But have I spent more money on it than I have gotten back? Oh,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So I definitely would say to yourself, um, stay, just do what you feel like you want to do, and then fucking
Yeah.
feel down and just step on stage. There's so many
Mm,
shows now. So many
yeah.
shows. PCA has like two in the country. There's all the men's physique shows, and then there's all the one you watched.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. I mean, do you have any
They
friends?
have the newcomers as well. They do the first timers as well. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
sure.
I'm looking.
Do you have any friends you compete? Like, do you have any friends you who would be on the stage or
Um,
like?
no, like the guys obviously like I'd be friendly enough now with like Paddy McShiel, people like that who would like look up to now. They also came down. Like guys like that who are so young. I think he's a great future ahead of him. And
Paddy will be pro. Paddy
yeah,
will be pro. Give him two
Paddy will
years.
be pro. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
100% in the next year or so. Or I'll wait and see, but yeah, he's very close. And then a few guys I'd like train with here. Like we're gonna actually compete this year over in the PCA over in Coventry, but it got called off the first timers. So they're just gonna bulk up now again, and I might do something with them in the future. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
absolutely, man.
yeah.
I mean, if you ever need any help with the posing or anything like that, like I mean, that's the one thing I kind of pride myself
Mm,
on
mm,
is posing. I mean, I
yeah.
would help a few guys with posing and stuff, and I think I will put on a few clinics going
Mm,
forward, just
yeah.
with even the mandatories and just certain things like that, because there's a few guys around, especially guys starting off who don't. I was fairly lucky. I'd be quite close friends with the older guys, and
Yeah.
a few of the pros. I'd be quite good friends with them because I came up just after them.
Yeah.
But
Met them.
I think for guys who are coming up like yourself, it's quite hard to learn how to present yourself and everything. It's very much an underappreciated part. Like, there's no point getting in shape if you can't pose or learn how to
Yeah.
all that kind of shit. But um, Yeah, no, definitely, man. I'd love to see you on stage. I'd love to see. I always say like
Wait and see.
everyone I know. I say to everyone I know.
Yeah,
Well, I'd
yeah.
love to see you on stage. Like, every one of my training partners, but like, will they do it? Probably not.
No.
But it is what it is. But I mean,
Yeah.
have you ever watched like obviously like going forward now? Do you think you would make like little docu-series on your gym or anything like that?
Mm.
Maybe more video blogs or like.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have any ideas on the obviously with the promotion side of it?
Yeah, no, well, that's something I wish I started doing earlier and along the way when I was like, it would have been a great like YouTube series or whatever. I just had done that over the years. I regret that, but I mean, there's no point in looking back because I never knew what was going to come. And it started just for the love of it, like with my friends ever. But yeah, no, definitely something I'd like to do. Do like a series on like maybe even like for promotional purposes for like the PT, like what actually happens, like show off more of the gym. Maybe like do like a stepping stone now from like where I am now. Start recording now for like 2 years time whenever I actually open up a studio, and that'd be pretty cool. Video to do. Just show the people like what goes into it, and like people think it's just like comes and goes, whatever. And like some people like think that some of the stuff I've got out the back is like paid for other people, like my family and stuff, and it's not. Like that's one thing I pride myself in. Like every summer I went off and worked for like 3 months when everyone else was gone away on holidays and stuff. And I was working flat out, and I'd come back with like 3,000-4,000. I'd just spend it all on the gym, like literally spend, and then I'd go again. And for the year, I'd just be going to school, all that, doing a few jobs here and there, like I have jobs I do like once a month where like I clean like an apartment block in town, like all, and I come back, all that money goes into the gym, like everything I do, especially for that, like I'm not a big man like for going out or anything, so you know, some people think that, and I'm just like no, so
Yeah,
so all my money's been into that every summer, of like
sweet.
each hard work and all, so yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Now, when has any equipment broken on you, like in terms of fixing it?
Um, Yeah, not bad now. To be fair, I get like normally like once a year ish. I get like a guy at the services like the cable machines and all that because they can go a bit funny on you. I had one shoulder press that went a bit funny one time, but the people I got that off up the north, they sent down a guy who actually like he does all like I think he services all the Ben Dunne machines and everything. So another contact I met, he came down and did that for free from the company. That so like the guys you get them from as well, they kind of look after you as well. So I got
Yeah,
guys on the road. So yeah, no, I've been lucky enough though with most of the equipment. That's all been okay, and
yeah. No,
I
no.
try keeping it in good. I try keep it in good condition so it doesn't go to shit. So if you want to sell it on or anything, you can still do that. That's the
The
keep the value
reason
in it.
the reason I asked that, man, is because like the one thing I've learned working in a gym is how inconsiderate people can be, and the amount of
Mm,
breakages of just general things you wouldn't think. Like, I mean, we've had treadmills break, we've
yeah,
had like just like nothing major, but it's always
mm,
been like superficial kind of things, and like nothing that's gonna endanger people really, but
yeah,
it's a pain in the ass, and I'm kind of just like, I suppose the benefit of you having your own facility is there's less chance of that happening.
yeah. It's
So,
used less than a commercial gym, obviously. So
yeah.
mm,
But in terms again, as you said, like saving up all the money and like working and putting the grind in, and then it pays off.
yeah.
But what would you say was the most difficult piece of equipment for you to source? I mean, like I'm sure there was like a few bits and
Mm,
bobs that were quite difficult to kind of pick up.
yeah. Probably the one I wanted the most for so long was the nice old school preacher curl. So that's
Right.
like really like the pads on that, like when you put your hands on or your elbows, or whatever, they're all like ripped and everything. And it's like it's really old school. It's like something you see in America. So when it's training in America, all their equipment's like that in the gym. But they have like you go into these gyms and they have like 4 different types of preacher curls. They have like 4 different types of shoulder press. Like it's just incredible. Like it's all old school, and that's where like whenever I do one here, I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet, but I want to create that old school vibe or whatever. Like another place, the Prophecy over in Liverpool. I went there. I've been there twice now, and that's probably one of the best gyms I've ever trained in. That's
That's Nathan
incredible.
the Ashes gym, isn't it?
Yeah, I met him there. He's a
Yeah.
legend as well. To be fair, I text him, he texts back. I mean, he's got like 250k followers, and he just texts back, no bother. He's like texting when you're down, I'll come down, and chat to you and stuff. Like, and
Have you been
he
watching
was very
his?
open.
Have you been watching his Instagram lately?
Yeah. Keep trying to keep the gym open.
He's
It's
fucking
mad.
nuts. He's
Yeah,
nuts. I love him.
yeah.
Like he's
I
nuts.
love him as well. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I 100% agree with you. I mean, over in the UK, the scene is huge. I
Yeah.
remember competing over there, and I was in Birmingham for the first time in 2017. And
Mm.
obviously, Birmingham has like Temple Gym, it has Emporium, it has
Yeah.
like there's about two, three other gyms out there, and they all had their like crew at the show, so they'd just be shouting at their athletes on
Yeah.
stage and everything. Well, as you said, like the gyms over there, they're kind of just step. They're better than us. I'm no shame in
Mm.
saying that. We're
Yeah.
about five
Yeah.
years behind.
Yeah.
But with creating an old school gym, I think it's kind of. I don't think old school on its own will survive. I think you kind of have to combine
No. Yeah.
old
See,
school.
the problem is even getting the old school equipment. So if you can get like a unit that's kind of old school and put in like newer equipment, but it's still that level of good, I think that's what will be the next big thing.
Yeah,
That's what I think. With like a good color scheme and a good community, it's all about the atmosphere you create within the gym. Because I know like in Raw, they used to have the best atmosphere ever up in Sandyford in 2017. I went to Donnybrook one time since, and like Donnybrook's, there's no atmosphere in there at all. So like it's just all about the atmosphere you create within the gym, I think. Anyway.
yeah. I mean, Donny Hardcore was great. Did you ever get to go to
Yeah, I
Hardcore?
was in hardcore. Yeah, I was in there twice, I think, in day passes. Yeah, I go around on day passes to all these gyms. Like I've been in
Yeah,
Southside a few times. You know, I'm quite a vic there. I've done that a few times now. To be
yeah.
fair, but
I
yeah,
always,
hardcore was good. It was
yeah.
old school.
See, the problem is, right? Like Donnybrook, it's very clean. I remember I walked in one day and I walked back out. I trained once there and I walked back out. Never been since because
Yeah.
it's just like my training partner. I have one training partner. He's one of my best mates. He loves
Mm.
it,
Okay.
and I think it's kind of just ease of access because it's right there from. He's from he's
Yeah.
from around there. But
Mm.
I kind of rip into him a little bit, and I just say like, dude, like it's not it's the atmosphere is just not there. But I always found going into Raw like at least Sandyford once. I would say, as you said, 2017.
Mm.
I think it opened in 2016. Yeah, yeah, it
Well,
opened like 4 years
yeah.
ago. I joined when it opened, I think, and I remember
Mm.
everyone was there. You had all the social media guys. So I remember
Yeah.
I remember Rob, you'd have Rob Lipsy, you'd have all them guys there.
Yeah.
Um,
Kyle Mullen, all them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think they're still there. They're all still there.
Yeah.
But you also had like some really good powerlifters and you had some really good athletes there. And I think
Yeah.
it kind of balanced it out
Yeah.
because like you didn't have too much of one thing. Now you go to a gym and you'll have too much of one thing. So like you'd have Go Gym now. The demographic is very different. I started training there 6 years ago, and it
Mm.
was it was a different gym. It was the
Okay.
equipment was still the same, but it's just
Yeah.
different kind of people there. But I don't know, man. I mean, like I know we say like old school's the best and everything like that, but like it's a tough one because a lot of old school gyms you would be a fan of are dirty as fuck, and that doesn't make it
Yeah.
old school. Like, I mean, you want a clean gym just
Yeah.
with really good
Yeah,
equipment.
no, it's definitely getting the balance because there's not enough people already with the demand that want old school. Like your average gym goer wants a modern, clean gym or whatever. It
Mm.
just so it's getting the balance.
Yeah, I'd
Maybe
say,
it's worth doing like you could even do one small gym and then a bigger commercial gym that's more like just for commercial everyday people, and then a smaller kind of a
yeah,
well equipped old school gym somewhere else. I don't know. I'll wait and see, but I still
yeah.
have a little dream to open something. Yeah,
Two
so that's the plan.
stories. Well, look, is there any shout outs or any kind of name drop? Like, I suppose we're coming up on the hour, so obviously
Yeah.
just throw out for anyone listening, like, how can they contact you? And of course, what are the names of your businesses so people can have
Mm.
a gander?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me on. Firstly, and yeah, Dunne's Gym on Instagram is the gym. So anyone's interested in PT, whenever gyms reopen, whenever that may be. And then obviously Fitness Snacks Apparel, which will change soon, but it's still that on Instagram. And then the new one, Next Level Nutrition, which we hope to make Ireland's biggest supplement brand, hopefully someday soon.
Yeah,
That's the one we're really pushing at the moment. So yeah, that's the one that's going to put all my time and focus into now for the
yeah,
next few years.
deadly. Deadly. Well, look, what I also have to complete, I have to shout out my sponsor for the podcast, Elevate Injury Clinic out of Finger Body Transformations in Coolock. So if anybody is listening and you kind of have a niggle or you have a pain or you have any general rehab or physio needs, basically Daniel Murphy is the owner of the business and he will do anything, regards deep tissue massage, rehab. He does cupping, he does dry needling, he does the works. Just mention Irish Iron to the man, and he will give you a little discount off your first treatment. But to anyone listening, he is booked up. Like he's very busy, so I suppose it's just a case of trying to get on top of it. But that would be it in terms of my sponsors. And yeah, man, look for sure. You know what I'll do once this whole lockdown business is kind of not done, but once I'm back training properly myself, I'll definitely pop up for a
get
second.
down for a session. Look forward to it.
Yeah, man. And if you need any as I said, I may not own a gym or anything, but I do have a few connects in terms of the equipment. So if you ever need I would know the guy who sorted out Gold Gym. So the guy who actually sorted out Jay with his equipment, I used to be friendly with him. And then of course, I know a few guys who own their own supplement companies. So if you need any like, I suppose not even just to get some dialogue going or whatever, help yourself out.
No, I appreciate it.
If you don't mind, I could
I'll let you know.
See what the crack is. But
Daily.
that's
Appreciate
it, man. Look,
right. Thanks, Owen. Cheers.
Yes,
Thanks for having me on. Look.